I am making this video for people who are just interested in hearing the various genres. Perhaps you want to find a new genre that you yourself would like to read, but also for writers who are perhaps struggling to see what genre or category your work fits into. Hopefully within these variety of massive lists, you will find the one that suits your book. Hi guys, today we're going to talk about book genres in popular fiction. There are 4 categories of books: drama, poetry, fiction, and non-fiction. In this video, we're going to focus on fiction. Fiction itself is also broken down into 2 categories. Popular fiction, this is plot-driven fiction written for a specific genre, and literary fiction, character-driven writing, which is valued for its complex form, language, or style. Today we're going to focus on popular fiction. So within this genre, you can split this also into 2 types. One is genre, which is the main category your story fits into. The main genres are romance, horror, thriller and suspense, science fiction, and crime and mystery. Within these genres, there are so many subgenres. The subgenre is a subcategory within that genre. So this would be things like if your book was a romance, but it was set in a historical period. In order to discuss these subgenres, I'm splitting this video into 5 separate videos. In each one, I will go through the various subcategories in each of these genres. And today's subgenre is horror. Horror is a story which makes you feel pain or intense fear and dismay. It wants you to feel scared. And with that, let's get into these subgenres. Child in peril, involving the abduction or persecution of a child. Comic horror, mix the gore with dark humour. Creepy kids, children begin to turn against the adults. Dark fantasy, a horror story with supernatural and fantasy elements. Dark mystery, inspired by detective tales set in an urban underworld of crime and moral ambiguity. In my opinion, a lot of James Herbert's books would fall into this category. Hauntings, ghosts, demons, or poltergeists. Historical, horror that takes place in a specific and recognizable period of history. Magical realism, extraordinary forces or creatures pop into existence within our normal real-life setting. Psychological, based on the disturbed human psyche, often exploring insane or altered realities. Religious, horror that makes use of religious icons and mythology. Sci-fi horror, sci-fi with a darker, more violent twist. Supernatural menace, a horror tale where normal existence rules don't apply. This would be things like vampires or werewolves. Young adult, horror aimed at a teen market, with heroes the same age or slightly older than the reader. Zombie, self-explanatory, dead people. Erotic vampire, a horror tale making the newly trendy link between sexuality and vampires, with more emphasis on graphic description and violence. Fabulist, derived from fable, an ancient tradition in which objects, animals, or forces of nature are anthropomorphized in order to deliver a moral lesson. Gothic, a traditional form depicting the encroachment of the Middle Ages upon the 18th century Enlightenment, filled with images of decay and ruin and episodes of imprisonment and persecution. Quiet horror, subtly written horror that uses atmosphere and mood rather than graphic description to create suspense. An example for this would be A Woman in Black by Susan Hill. Splatter, a fairly new, extreme style of horror that cuts right to the gore. And Weird Tales, inspired by the magazine of the same name, a more traditional form featuring strange and uncanny events, such as Twilight Zones. Thank you guys so much for watching. I try to make these videos as detailed as possible with as many of the subgenres as I can find. I, of course, probably missed some out. I've put the links below to the various different articles and videos I used to find these genres, and I hope you found what you were looking for within them. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel. If you'd like to see as soon as I upload, click that little bell down below. You can also follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram or Tumblr. I post general bookish pictures as well as my writing tips and unboxings on there. If you'd like to see this list in written form, you can go to my website, the link is below this video. And thanks for watching guys, bye!